All right, good afternoon once again. We are to continue with our diversity champions. This time we are to talk about gender diversity in the workplace. So we are to begin with the controversial first transgender women, Mikey Vitug and Jess Liabres, who have championed in the area of uh, being a cabin crew or flight attendant in Cebu Pacific. We have Miss Rojas to share the story of Mikey Vitug and Jess Liabres. Yes, Miss Noreen. Go ahead.
Okay na po. This is a story of Miss Jess Labares and Miss Mikey Sikat Vitug upon their becoming Cebu Pacific Air's first transgender flight attendant. So, si Jess Labares po, her real name po is Jason Labares. Then, Mikey Vitug po is Michael Vitug. Pareho po silang 26 years old. Then, their stories have been hard work, grace, and grit, and passion for equality. And Jess Labares' career background is physical therapist, while Mikey Vitug is pharmacist po. Pero yung career po nila parang hindi po nila na-feel kasi dun po sila nakaramdam ng discrimination and hindi po equal yung pag ano po sa kanila. Si Jess Labares po, hindi naman po masyado siya nakaramdam ng discrimination and bullying, while Mikey Vitug po, nakaranas po siya ng bullying through her classmates po. Starting from elementary pa lang po kasi po yung the way she walk, dun po siya na-develop. Minsan po, tinutulak siya, then binubuli through verbal words po na and mas maano pa po dun is yung physical na po. Then while Jess Labares po, para ramdam na po niya bata pa lang. Si Mikey Vitug po, college na lang niya na feel na parang gusto na po talaga niya. Si Jess Labares po, tanggap na po talaga ng pamilya niya, and mas nauna po pong makapansin yung parents niya po. Mikey Vitug po, nung una po, nahirapan siyang mag-share sa kanyang parents kasi po may takot din po yung parents niya. Then, Then Jess Labares po, she knows the fight doesn't end here. She knows that discrimination still happens, but she believes in the power of education information. Sabi po niya, we have to educate them. Tayo po, and sana po ang society mas open na ngayon, and thankful po sila kasi natanggap sila dun po sa Cebu Pacific, and more accepting society who has learned to respect and celebrate po the human individuality, and mas open na po sa mga transgender woman, hindi lang po sa kanila, sana po pati na rin po sa ibang career, hindi lang po sa yun po through being a cabin crew po. Thank you po.
All right, let's take the quotation from what Mikey Vitug have said in an interview about industry being so accepting of trans women in the aviation industry, that it's kind of changing the landscape of how the workplace works. Na they have to be accepting first and foremost, because you have to look into the skill and not it's because it's not about gender, it's about the skill or what they can do or what can they bring into the workplace. Sabi nga dito, nakakatuwa at nakakataba ng puso na Cebu Pacific started this change sa aviation industry sa Pilipinas, and they promote diversity, professional growth regardless of race, religion, sex, gender, identity, and individual. So that's good. And so let's learn further another champion, Micaela Ivry Mendelson, to be shared by Ms. Seychelle Domingo. Can you share to us the challenges and the profile of Micaela Ivry Mendelson? Ms. Seychelle?
Yes po, wait lang sir. Yung camera. Okay na po.
Yes, go ahead.
Micaela Avery Mendelson is a transgender activist, public speaker, and a businesswoman. She is the owner of El Polo Loco and and a trans woman and the first trans woman on board of the Trevor Project, which is a national organization that provides crisis intervention and suicide prevention for the LGBTQ society. She was the first trans woman who won Miss Senior California pageant and the first trans woman character on the TV series Orange is the New Black. Her story was when she was 52 years old, he was starting to question himself. He was emotionally ill and he was depressed.
Now, can we correct the
He
pronoun?
took a year off.
Seychelle should be she because she's a transgender.
Opo, yun, ginamit ko po he was. He was po, nung time na po yan, hindi pa po siya.
Alright. So, kailan lang siya nag-transition?
52 years old po nung nagkaroon siya ng questioning sa self niya. Then, he took a year off para po malaman talaga na, yun po. Yun, nagkaroon po siya ng, Doon po nagpasok yung issue na baka may sakit siya kasi nag-alis po siya sa work niya na para pong nagbakasyon siya kasi po nade-depress na siya and hindi niya na po alam kung ano talaga yung identity niya. Then doon po sa Christmas party, doon po siya nagbalak na lumabas na sabihin doon sa buong company, doon sa mga employees na yun po talaga siya na yun talaga yung gusto niyang gawin. And doon po
Are we losing Seychelle? I think there's a connection problem. Seychelle? Hello? Yeah, sorry, I stand corrected.
Na ano niya yung acceptance and Sir, naririnig po ba ako?
Yeah, go ahead. Medyo naputo lang.
Yun po. And then, till now po, she is a spokesperson for the LGBTQ plus community and still running her business operation po.
All right, thank you very much. So, yeah, sorry, I stand corrected, no? Buti that you have clarified with the pronoun because as we all know that kapag transgender, we have to be addressing or using the pronoun she, but you have clarified naman that you use the pronoun he because hindi pa siya nagta-transition or nandun pa siya sa questioning stage. But thank you. We have learned so much from Micaela Ivry as the CEO of Pollo West Corporation, one of the largest franchise of El Pollo Loco restaurant in western region of the United States. So, do we have Ms. Crabejo to share about the story of Rito Dalmia? Ms. Crabejo, are you here? Parang wala si Ms. Crabejo. We are to proceed. Ms. Minion, are you here to share about Lisa Canistrasi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me pull this up. All right. Hold on. Miss Crabejo is here. All right, let's have Miss Rito Dalmia muna with Miss Crabejo, and then you're next. All right, Miss Crabejo, go ahead. Turn on your microphone. It's still off. It's off. Hold on. All right. There you go.
Okay, thank you. Rito Dalmia is an Indian celebrity chef and restaurateur. She is the chef and co-owner of the popular Italian restaurant Diva in Delhi, which she established in 2000 with co-founder Geeta Bala under partnership firm Riga Food. She also started hosting TV cookery show and published her first cookbook by the same in 2009. Dalmia is a lesbian and is a prominent LGBT rights activist. She said, I did not realize it completely till I was about 22. However, saying that, if I look back at my life, I think always had very strong feelings towards women. Once I became aware of it, I did struggle with it initially. At the age of 16, when she was just out of school, she decided to join her dad in the business. Right after finishing school, she started working. Her education came from travel and talking to people in different cultures. She started working part-time for the family business in 1989, and by the next year, she was working full-time. Tapos nag-decide po siya na umalis po dun sa marble business nila at para mag-open po siya ng restaurant. Pero nung pag-open po niya ng first restaurant, hindi po naging successful yung una niya pong restaurant. Yun po, sir.
All right.
Tapos yung natutunan ko.
Yeah, go ahead. What have you really learned from this?
Ang natutunan ko po sa kanya yung hindi po titigil or magbabago yung mundo niya dahil lang po nalaman or sinabi niya na isa siyang part ng LGBT. Ito po yung naging daan niya para magpatuloy. Tsaka pinaglaban niya po yung nag-file po siya ng against Section 377. Tsaka po yung bago po niya ma-achieve yung gusto niya, pinaghirapan niya po talaga at hindi siya sumuko.
All right, and I guess that's one of the most important thing, no?
Opo.
All right, thank you, Miss Crabejo. Okay, so we are now to proceed with learning the story of Liza Canistrasi with Miss Mignon. Go ahead.
Okay na po. So, this is the story of Lina Canistrasi. So, Alisa Canistrasi. Lisa is the owner of the oldest lesbian bar in New York City, which is named Harrietta Hudson. Yan. So, the story of her business, of her career in the food and beverage industry started when the bar she used to work for closed down and decided to open her own. She dedicated her life for her bar, and she believes that the workplace shouldn't be about herself. Rather, it should be about the staff and the customers, and they should be the stars. She learned from her mistakes, but as the years passed, she mastered the business very well. She was even doubted by a lot of people asking about the sustainability of her business. But she knows how and when to adapt to changes. It was a challenge, but they're still standing. Although her bar was catered towards the lesbians, she wanted it to be a community wherein people of the LGBTQ plus community will feel welcomed and safe. Ganito po kasi yun. Nung teenager po siya, alam na niya na siya ay isang lesbian. Pero natatakot siya na magsabi sa parents niya. But little did she know na napaka-accepting pala nung parents niya. So she wanted to do the same with people na parang may difficulty sa pagsasabi na sila ay, halimbawa, ay parte ng LGBTQ plus community. Tapos ito po yung sinabi niya dun sa isa sa mga sa mga interview niya. Sabi niya ay, I suit up, show up, and speak out for my community every day. I am a lifelong activist as well as the owner of Hernieta Hudson. My bar is my business, but it is the activism that gets me out of bed in the morning. I have had the fortune to use my bar as a platform for social change and to raise money and consciousness for my community. And then, yun po yung sinabi niya. Kasi nga po sir, parang yun po yung naging way niya, parang to help others na din po, ganun. Na magkaroon ng comfort in a place na walang magja-judge sa kanila kasi lahat sila dun parang pantay-pantay po. Yun po. Parang yun po yung naging advocacy nung bar niya. Yun.
And maybe what we can pick from the story of Lisa is, as you have said, that parang what yung reason kung bakit siya bumabangon every day is becoming a voice for the LGBT and using the bar as the platform para maging komportable ka without judgment, without prejudice or bias. And considering that the bar is for the running in New York City, and also thank you very much for the story. Are to learn of the Black Swan. Can you turn off your camera? All right, Ms. Talisa.
Hello, sir. Narinig po ako?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Alisa Chan experienced gender discrimination during her culinary school days internship. So, nung nag-aaral pa lang po siya, mag-i-internship siya nung siya nag-culinary school days pa po niya. Na-reject po siya nung chef na gusto niyang pag-OJT-han because she is a girl po. Kasi po, nasa isip po nung chef po ay yung girl po ay hindi po bagay sa kitchen kasi po mabibigat daw yung gawain and pwede rin daw pong distraction lang sila sa male kitchen team. Then, yun po, na-realize po ni Alisa Chan na kailangan po niyang mag-work hard para po ma-achieve niya yung dreams niya. And na-achieve niya po yun, naging executive chef po siya ng Black Swan. Black Swan restaurant po ay kilala because ito po ay may Michelin star. And as a head chef po, meron po siya, na-interview po niya yung iba't ibang female aspirants who want to work sa kitchen. And na-realize niya po na halos lahat po ng babae na nag-a-apply sa kanya, may experience lang po sila sa cold kitchen, which is pastry section. Kasi po, syempre, pag babae ang iniisip ng karamihan ay mas magandang ibase sila sa mga ganun kasi puro designs and cakes, medyo magaan yung gawain. While pag po sa kitchen or sa hot kitchen, mabigat yung gawain na at saka marami pong ginagawa sa pagluluto. Then yun po, and meron din po siyang friend na si Aaron Chu na may-ari po ng isang sushi bar restaurant. And nag-hire po yung friend niya ng isang employee na para po sa kanyang restaurant, and sinabi po nung friend niya na nagkaroon din po ng gender discrimination mismo siya dun sa kanyang employee. Yung employee po niya ayaw po siyang pag-workin dun sa mismong sushi bar kasi sa kanila daw pong culture, may gender discrimination din. Pag Japanese culture daw po, hindi daw po dapat babae or yung babae daw po hindi dapat mga alam ng gamit nung lalaking nagwo-work dun sa section niya. So yun po, na-realize po ni Alisa Chan na marami pong nagiging gender biases sa restaurant industry. So naisip po niya na gumawa po ng group which is the Ana Alliance. Yun po yung group na sa Southeast Asia po, siya po yung leading forum na nagsusupport po sa professional growth ng women sa hospitality industry. So pwede po natin i-check yung Facebook page po ng Daan Alliance. Meron po dong iba't ibang personalities na pinapresent sila everyday kung sino-sino po yung mga naka-experience po katulad ni Alisa Chan ng gender biases sa hospitality industry. And nagbunga po yung kanilang hard work, naging kilala po sila sa ating industry. Yun po.
All right, thank you very much. So what we learned from Eliza Chan, no? Very ironic because we are clamoring gender equality, and yet there's still gender is because preparing so Eliza Chan paved the way for the equality of working in the kitchen. And there are a lot of women who have also championed working in the male-dominated industries, such as working in the kitchen, such as Chef Cristeta Comerford, who is actually the first Filipina woman at that, and the first Southeast Asian chef to be working in the White House. And we will actually be learning further from her as part of the culture and racial diversity in the workplace later on. But let us learn further from the many other champions who have penetrated or become successful in the hospitality industry, apart from the ones that have been mentioned or shared earlier. Ms. Orig, are you here to share on the profile and struggles of Annalisa Vergara?
Sir, rinig na po ba ako?
Yes, yes. Please open your microphone and camera.
Okay po, sir. Wait lang. Ayaw pong ayun.
Yeah.
Ayun. Okay na po ba, sir?
Yes, we can see you.
Her first job was a front desk po, agent of Hyatt Manila. She quickly rose through the ranks, eventually becoming a director of room operation of Marriott, owned New World Makati in 2009. She became the resident manager of Marriott Hotel Manila. This last January 14, 2019, Sheraton Hotel was opened to the public, where she now the general manager po. With roughly 20 years of leadership experience in hospitality industry, she should have been an ambitious pick for her current position as GM. However, this decision wasn't without its set of hurdles. She quote, "To be honest, the title of first Filipino GM of an international branded hotel didn't really mean anything different to me. When she got the role po," she said. Tapos po, she realized how much people were banking on having a Filipino occupying such a position. In reality, hospitality industry has always been a male, Western-dominated one. But as Marriott continues to strive for diversity in the workplace, she maintains her own platform to advocate for inclusivity and empowerment in the industry. And she firmly believes that anyone can run a hotel regardless of ethnicity and gender. Women in particular has an advantage in the industry. Women are known to be nurturing as compared to men. That is one thing women can naturally give in order to motivate. Yun lang po, sir.
Okay.
Ay, di po pala. Meron pa po.
Go ahead.
Tapos po yung sa ano po, sabi pa po niya, as the industry continues to expand in the country. Tapos looks forward to seeing more Filipinos at the helm. Her hope is for us to become a game changer, for us to be an eye opener for owners and investors, so that more Filipino talents, whether male or female, be given an opportunity to lead a hotel because it can be done. Yun po, para po siyang kahit sino po, kahit bababae at mapalalaki, kaya pong gawin kahit ano pong position po at ma-achieve po nila yun. Yun
Mhm.
po.
Alright, thank you very much, Miss Uri. So, bakit natin sinama si Miss Annalisa Vergara on this as a gender champion in the hospitality industry? Well, first and foremost, it is not so normal that in the hotel setting that you would have a female general manager being the highest position in the hotel, in which are mostly male dominated. And also, it's very rare to have a Filipina GM because mostly for hotels, ang mga general manager ay mga expats or foreigners. But because of the hard work and the good Filipino characteristics of Annalisa Vergara, she was able to penetrate the highest position in Sheraton, Manila. Sabi nga niya, she wanted to grow in her career, but from her experience, the top role in the hotel was traditionally held by foreigners who are male, and it may be challenging, lalo na sa kanya bilang married, because when you work in the hospitality industry, sobrang demanding when it comes to the time, and maaaring mag-hamper ito or in your family life, in raising a family. Pero but Anna is an outstanding example that she was able to balance her career and family life. Anna believes that women can and should reach for their highest potentials and believe in themselves. And who knows, one of you ay magiging general manager ng isang sikat or five-star hotel, not only in Manila or in the Philippines, but also in some other parts of the world. And it's also worthy to mention some other people who have championed diversity, have championed in their respective fields or industry. So it's worthy to mention, although her story is not really championing in the hospitality work first, but just so very trending, no, si Miss Billy Hackinson, who is a senior cabin crew of the Philippine Airlines. If you are not aware of, is our fourth runner-up in the recent Miss Universe Philippines 2020, and she was actually top 15 also in the Miss World 2019, Binibining Universidad 2012, or sorry, Miss Teen Universe 2013. She's a graduate of BSBA Marketing Management, and she always helps raise social issues, and she's donating to charity. And admittedly, she is proud to be a bisexual, and very uncommon, no, for a bisexual to enter pageantry and Miss Universe Philippines at that. Sabi niya, I am bisexual, while who I love and have loved does not define the core of my being. I am proud member of the LGBTQ community. And it's also worth to mention Cheska Karandang, who's a former flight attendant of Philippine Airlines, now an airline pilot from Cebu Pacific. And usually kasi yung mga airline pilot ay male dominated, pero ngayon ay nado-dominate na rin ng mga kababaihan. So it's also an inspiration, no, well, for some na magduda sa kakayanan mo just because ikaw ay babae does not define you as a person. It only validates that regardless of your gender, you can achieve your dreams as long as you are determined. Sabi nga dito, regardless if she's a female, she really wants to be the one navigating the plane through the clouds. All right, and we would be discussing educational diversity in the workplace in our next recording. So for now, I hope that you are able to learn so much from our champions. So I'll be ending this recording and I'll see you in the next meeting. Okay, it's 2:54. Dito na lang tayo mag-end. Kindly open your camera. Dito na lang ako mag-screenshot. So we'll continue with the educational diversity, culture, and racial diversity and exceptionality diversity. So while we are waiting for just to remind you of the prelim exam on Wednesday. So the exam will be open 1 to 2, no? Na-take nyo na yung part 5 and part 6. So you have 1 hour to take the part 1 hanggang part 4. So just to give you the brief of the exam. Nabigay ko na 'di ba yung madali lang naman siya actually. Parang multiple choice matching type. Ay, wala dito. But anyway, madali lang 'yon. Ito. Test 1, true or false. Test 2, matching type. You are to classify yung dimension. Part 3, matching type. Tungkol naman sa mga category. And so, ang natitira na lang ay isang essay. You are done with Mr. and Miss Diversity. Are you done with the hindi, may isa pa. Wala pa kayong voice recording, no? So, pala, part 1 to 5 ang exam nyo. Madali lang yun. Okay. So, I'll take a photo. One moment. All right. Smile on the camera. Ready? 1, 2. Okay. One moment. I'll just paste. May question po ba?
Sir, wala po yata sa niyo po yung
Alin?
lessons po.
Huh?
Pwedeng i-review. Yung mga PowerPoint po.
Nasa lesson section, naka-PDF file siya. Parang ilang files yun. Pero I'll double check. Pero sige, may 4 minutes pa. I'm gonna pull up the Neo LMS. Chinek nyo ba yung Nasa lesson section siya.
Sir, nakita ko na po pala.
Meron.
Okay na po.
Okay na.
Akala ko po yung nasa resources. Okay po. Thank you po.
Alright. No more questions. Madali lang ang exam. Medyo funny ang exam. Para no pressure on you. Walang magpipicture ng exam. Walang mag-open ng Google. Madali lang. Okay? Copy? So, alright. Thank you very much. I hope that you learned something. We will continue with the discussion of the educational diversity, culture and racial and exceptionality diversity. And actually, this is parang for prelim pa, no? Tinatapos lang natin. But for midterm, mas sensitive yung topic. And yun nga, sabi ko sa inyo, we'll have a